People look at sooth on the betel leaf and tell future or read. So there is a culture where the lamp sooth is collected on the betel leaf. Maybe many of you don't know what is a betel leaf. In India it's very important, it's a very good digestive, it is alkaline in nature. If you have any consumed small quantities of poison in the food that you've eaten, it neutralizes all that. Any acidic poisons are neutralized, including cobra venom, it could neutralize that. And to some extent, it's not that it will completely prevent, but it brings down various aspects. So at the end of the meal, people consume this vettale or villedale or tambul. In a martial culture, if somebody picks up the tamalpaku, it means he's taking on a risky endeavor. He's willing to face the enemy head-on. It's like a suicide mission. By consuming this leaf, and that leaf works only if it has at least an inch of stem. If you cut it close, it doesn't have the same thing. This leaf, I know almost any leaf can be used, but this particular leaf, if you put it on water, the stem will always point towards the north. You know this? If you put it in the water, in still water, it'll naturally turn this way and point to the north. So if you're lost in the forest, you have a tamalpaku with you, you put it there in the water, it shows you which way is north. Once you know north, you know all the other directions, I believe. Betel leaf and perception have been connected because it is a neurological stimulant, nervous stimulant rather. If you consume it, your nerves will go into mild like that. So your neurological complexity and neurological activity and your perception are directly related. Why a human being is able to perceive things a lot more than any other creature is, we have the most complex neurological system. Actually, you should hear better, you should see better, you should smell better than any other creature. But living in cities, it's been dulled down. If you lived in nature, these things would be very, very alert, just like that. You would be far better than most creatures in terms of smelling, seeing, hearing, everything. But it's dumbed down because of excessive impact of both visual, auditory and olfactory, everything is overloaded living in a urban society. Because of that, it's kind of gone down. Otherwise, if a human being lives in nature, he has the highest level of five senses because we have the most complex neurological system. A little hype on that, you naturally perceive. So, whatever tools which are used for perception, always there is a vetalpaku, vettale, definitely there. So Devi, Hanuman, and various other gods and goddesses are always covered with this particular leaf. And then this leaf is used. See, anything that touches anything leaves a certain imprint. Now, vetalpaku or vettale particularly enhances that. So anything connected with Devi always is related to vettale. This is strange for, because many Indians fight with this because they don't know what it is. So they think they must place the leaf the point towards the goddess. No, always the stem towards the goddess. It looks like it's being offered to you, but that's what it is for you. Because a betel leaf stem is capable of perceiving things. Betel nut and this leaf are used together, so English people started calling it betel leaf. It is not a betel leaf, it is vettale. Paco is separate. So this leaf has the ability to absorb highest amount of solar rays per square inch compared to any other leaf. That's why it grows only in shade. It cannot take sunlight because it absorbs too much. So because of this ability to absorb, particularly its stem is so sensitive that it becomes a source of perception and it has a pointer towards the north, and if you consume it, it enhances your neurological system and in turn your perception. And if it's been been in touch with Devi or its stem is pointing towards Devi, it also absorbs whatever is her quality and then you want to put it into your system, that is the idea. Or people just put it on their body, some people put it to their Manipuraka or Anahata or Vishuddhi. Don't do these things because that needs a certain preparation, but you can consume it. Not every day, maybe once in a way if you want. You can consume it definitely you can see there's a little up. It is a stimulant, unlike coffee or tea. It is not aggressive like that, but it works. If you have a heavy meal and then eat a betel leaf, then you will see it will not let you sleep, but at the same time you don't feel hyper-activated. A gentle activation of the neurological system happens. So it's been in use for a long time and betel leaf also, there is a tradition you should never tear it vertically because the spine of the betel leaf is very important. You should not tear it vertically. If you want to share it, the leaf is like this, you must cut it like this, but never cut it like this. The leaf and Devi are very connected because both are for perception, both are for enhancing human perception.